Hey Raiders listeners, welcome back to HCTV. I'm Tuan Tran.
I'm Sophia G.
I'm Catherine Armitage.
I am Dustin Schumann.
I'm Gio Contini.
I'm Shania Patrick.
And this is HCTV.
On this show, we talk about updates from Holy Cross and Student Council, have laughs, discussions, and we'll continue our story.
We hope you enjoyed this.
We hope you enjoy this episode.
This is HCTV.
Hello, listeners. Welcome to the HCTV podcast. Figure we start off with some HCTV news, as usual. Sophia, take it away.
Speaking of news, check out our Instagram or CHCH to see Gio and Tuan appear on the news.
Right on the big screen.
Right on the screen, right on the
Woo-wee!
Congrats to both of you on first place in the Niagara Regional Police Film Festival. Way to represent Holy Cross, guys.
Thanks, guys.
I gotta say, I saw that video myself. I was very much impressed. I was actually in it.
In that video. We were in that video.
You were in that video too?
I was in that video.
I was in that video too.
You were all in the video.
Were we really?
Wow.
We were all in the video. So go look at it on CHCH.
Guys, check it out. Check
Go
it
watch
out.
it. Go.
Yeah, honestly. And guys,
turn this off and go over there and watch it.
Right now. Don't even listen to this podcast. Just watch it. I'm kidding, guys. Just press the pause button.
And
open up a new tab, guys. It's all good. You can continue after. It's a pretty cool video, I gotta say. Moving on from that, though, check out the Angus Army Instagram for this week's photo challenge. We're coming up with a new challenge this week, so check it out.
And stay tuned on Instagram as well to see Student Council's motivational surprise coming soon.
Yeah, so we got some surprises. You know what a surprise, if you didn't know about this either, is that Jaden Smith is to open a vegan restaurant where homeless people can eat for free. This is in LA, in case you guys didn't already know that. And it's pretty cool, actually. To commemorate his 21st birthday 2 years ago, the rapper/actor launched the I Love You restaurant, a vegan food truck initiative to combat food insecurity for Los Angeles' homeless. And this is
awesome.
I actually found this on the Good News Network, as I normally do, my favorite news source, apart from the news from the podcast, of course. And yeah, it's a great article to read. Who doesn't love Jaden Smith? So I mean, give it a read if you guys want to find out more about that. It's it's a good little piece of news that might brighten your day.
Yeah, that's
what if I
cool
don't love Jaden?
These celebrities are still helping out people, and that's amazing.
Indeed, it is.
I do love Jaden Smith, though.
Okay, because I was questioning you a little bit there, Gio.
Yeah.
You're fine. Well, Raiders, good luck with your final courses. Good luck with your final courses, and keep pushing through, Raiders. You guys got this.
All right. So by now you've all heard the news about Mr.Boon and Mr.Folinazzo. They'll be leaving and taking their talents to Notre Dame College School in this fall, which is very sad to hear. But we are very excited to say that we will have them and they can reminisce here and we can interview them about their favorite moments at Holy Cross and for other topics.
Yes.
Dustin, don't laugh at me.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you, Gio.
No, you're not. You're laughing at me.
We're laughing together. We're laughing together. That's exciting.
Hey listeners, we are now on our interview portion of the podcast. Today, we are very fortunate to be able to interview two very familiar guests. Both guests have made huge improvements and showed that kindness does live here at HC. Today, we welcome Holy Cross's beloved principal, Mr. Boon, and ESL religion teacher, Mr. Folinazzo. Thank you for coming to our show.
Thank you, guys.
How are you today?
Yeah, I'm great. It's Friday afternoon. We're ready for the weekend. The weather's nice, right? This is like a nice time of the year. So Friday afternoon, I'm happy. Happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday.
Woo!
I was having a great day until Mr. Boon pointed out that I'm buffering, so that's all.
Wow.
That's okay.
We already know for those that are watching this to expect Mr. Folinazzo sound like that over and over. So sorry about this. Ahead of time, we are apologizing. Right?
At times, it will be on purpose.
That's right.
So how this will work is we'll ask you a few questions just to get to know you better, so we'll start with the first question. So the first question is, how long have you been at HC?
Well, my answer will be short, but because Mr. Folinazzo will have a bit more. But I've had 2 tours of duty, as I call them, at Holy Cross. I was a vice principal here, and you guys wouldn't have known this. I was just over 10 years ago. I was a vice principal. So I had 3 years here, and then I was moved. As this is what happens with administration, we get chances to be in different communities, and then this is my 3rd year at Holy Cross, and sadly, my last year as I get ready to move over to Notre Dame College School. Mr.
My
Folinazzo?
experience, as Mr. Boon was saying, mine's a little bit longer. I started at Holy Cross, to be exact, in February of 2005. I was hired to be the Italian and French teacher, which I was for a few years. Then I offered Spanish. Then I became the head of the religion department. I only taught religion. And then I moved into ESL, and I was the moderator of student council. So that's why it's an honor for me to be here. And when I was the moderator, actually, Mr. Boon, you might remember, you were the vice principal at the time, and he made a point of attending all our meetings. He was very involved as a vice principal. And coaching soccer was also one of my big things. I coached soccer for 14 years at Holy Cross.
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome. So a follow-up question on that is, what is one thing that you'll miss about Holy Cross and one thing that you look forward to at Notre Dame College School?
Mr. Folinazzo, you want to go first on that one, or?
I think we're going to share similar sentiments because, I mean, I'm going to miss, obviously, the students. I've had the opportunity over all the years to be involved in so many different aspects of the school, and I'll miss the staff, but the staff you can maintain somewhat of a relationship with, especially with Mr. Boon, because I'm very fortunate to be moving along with him. But I will definitely miss the students. That's going to be my biggest, let's say, my emotional lead from Holy Cross.
I'm not sure.
Well, yeah.
Just the dramatic pause for the second part of the answer that we're all waiting
Yes.
for. Yeah.
What was the second
now
part? Sorry.
What are you looking forward to at Notre Dame, Mr. Folinazzo?
I included that.
Okay,
Notre Dame, working with Mr. Boon. I feel blessed that I get to leave and work with Mr. Boon. I mean, there are minor elements to the move to Notre Dame. I did graduate from Notre Dame. I attended most of my high school in Italy, but when I returned to Canada, I did go to Notre Dame for a year and a half. And getting to go back, so it kind of feels like home. It's the only high school I attended in Canada. But most importantly, I'll repeat this, and not because he's on the screen. I'm blessed, and I feel very privileged to be working with Mr. Boon again. Dramatic pause, a couple tears.
Well, yeah, as that naturally goes. There's lots of ups and downs of moving houses, moving schools, moving in general. There's lots of ups and downs, and I think it's good that you can see the positive spin on it as well as the things you'll miss.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for me, guys, I mean, it's the little things I will miss with students when you are in the hallways and you're just chatting. And you're talking about music and you're talking about their lives and things that are going on. And like Mr. Folinazzo said, I mean, I've definitely stayed in touch with staff even from the first time I was here. And but to me, it's seeing. I'll put it this way: like normally when you get to see students graduate, it's very rewarding as an educator. And so coming in for some of you, my first year here as a principal was your first year in high school. And so, I was hoping that maybe I would get another year, or I could see, that group graduate and come right through. But every year is a great opportunity to watch that grad ceremony. And so, to me, but I'll miss that part. In terms of what I'm looking forward to Notre Dame, I mean, you wouldn't know this, but I went to Notre Dame. I don't know if you would be aware of this, and as a student, and I taught there my first 10 years as a teacher. And so my kids go to Notre Dame. Like, it's very much part of my background. I don't know if I'm going to regret this. Let me see if I can show you guys.
Are you going to show us pictures of you in high school?
So that's me in grade 10.
Wow.
And it's, that's 80s hair for you, is what that's called. But, for me to go back to Notre Dame is very exciting. And for me to try to do some of the things that we did here together and try to do them at Notre Dame as well. And then obviously the fact that Mr. Folinazzo is coming with me, I can't say it enough. I'm so proud of him. I know it sounds a bit corny maybe, but I'm so proud of him. He's going to be a great vice principal. And I'm excited that I get to continue working with him in that regard when we get to ND.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so our next question for you is, what's one message that you think is very important for all our readers to know?
Mr. Boon, I'll let you go first.
I think it's important to enjoy your time in high school. Like, for example, okay, Tuan, let me ask you a question, right? What was your memory of grade 9?
Grade 9.
Coming in. You've now been in it for 4 years. Right? Tell me about your first day of high school in grade 9.
I mean, all the teachers were very welcoming, and as well as, a lot of the students. And I remember my first day thinking, like, I belong here, right? Because the teachers are so amazing, the people are so amazing, staff and everyone was so amazing. So that was, coming into the school, I felt like I belonged here. So that was.
And I love that answer. And the reason why I asked the question is, you guys may have noticed that Tuan didn't say to me, oh, I remember that first math class on equations was the best, right? He talked about the people and how he was made to feel. And that's, to me, what I always try to remind students is enjoy your time in high school. Because if any of you were to go home and talk to your parents and say, tell me about high school, they're going to talk to you about the friendships that they made and the people that they met and the activities that they were involved in. And so my message to Raider Nation is enjoy the time that you have at Holy Cross. It goes by fast. Tuan will tell you that. Shania will tell you that, how quickly 4 years can go. And all of a sudden you're graduating, right? So you got to enjoy that time.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to ask.
I didn't answer that one.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my God, we didn't. Okay, yeah. So.
Agree with it. I'm going to echo everything Mr. Boon said, but I want to add a very clear message to all Holy Cross students, and it is not to take Holy Cross for granted. Everybody says that high school are the best years of your life and you don't realize it yet, but it's not just high school. I think you are very, very fortunate to be at Holy Cross. Holy Cross has such a rich, rich culture, and to be part of that is something that I feel privileged. I've always said I'm going to go into administration because I would like to be a VP, and if I can, I'd love to stay at Holy Cross. Teachers that live out of bounds, that make efforts to have their students attend Holy Cross, there's a reason. They see it from their perspective, and it's just very important, I think, that you stop to reflect on that and never take it for granted, because it truly is a special place, and you should enjoy every moment you have there.
So speaking of enjoying moments at Holy Cross, so we want to know, what has been your best or funniest memory at Holy Cross?
So a couple things that jump right out, and like they don't happen because of anything I did. I actually credit Miss Gandola, and let me explain why. I don't know if you guys remember when the entire staff dressed up as Gord Downey at Halloween.
Yeah, I remember that.
when the entire staff decided, let's get into Cobra Kai this past year. Those things don't happen by accident. They happen because you have caring teachers that are excited about having some fun. And so that, to me, those are like memories I will take with me. I know when we all dressed up as Gord Downey, I had a friend of mine that saw the newspaper clipping about it, and he sent it to, he knows Gord Downey's brother, actually. And so
really?
my biggest treats was getting this note in the mail from his brother, talking about what an amazing gesture that was from the staff. So that was one of my greatest memories. And then, of course, the fun stuff like the haunted house that you guys did in the basement with, and listening to an entire school take turns screaming all day. That was awesome. Right? So hopefully for you guys that didn't get a chance to experience that after COVID, you get to go have some fun again.
We'll definitely think of something for that. Yeah.
Really, as a grade 9, I've just been sitting here thinking now, like, where did the year go? Like, it feels like just a month ago I was getting ready to start my first day of school at like 6 a.m, and now I'm like, whoa, it's over pretty much. There's only like
that's Gio. Wait till these guys in grade 12, like it will go even faster. I mean, right now we're all talking about their grad ceremony and what we're going to do for them, and it's like, where did that go? So yeah, that's why, like Mr. Folinazzo said, you got to enjoy it, you got to embrace it, and capture it.
Oh wait,
So what is your best or funniest memory?
It's hard to pinpoint one single one, but I think through coaching and through doing student council, it's important. I mean, you develop a relationship with students in the classroom, and those of you who had me as a student, I think actually, Sophia, you're the only one on this screen. I like to try to bring a little bit of humor into everything that we do. It doesn't matter what the lesson is. If it's ESL, if it's Spanish, if it's religion, it's good to have fun. And when you get involved with the extracurriculars, you see a different aspect. So you get to see students away for a soccer tournament. You get to see students planning a high school dance. So their personalities come through without being confined by, say, the academic boundaries, and those were important moments because you really get to know people that way. So it allows for better connections. I'm done now.
There you go.
Good indicator, yeah.
All right. Do you have a final message or wish for our readers?
For me, it's real simple. I love that kindness lives here is not just a catchphrase. It's actually we mean it in this building. And from everything I see, I know that will continue. And I would just tell students, that's it. Simple. Be kind to each other. That's it doesn't need to be any more complicated.
Mm-hmm.
My message would be that the students are Holy Cross, and I know there's a lot of sadness because Mr. Boon is leaving among staff and students because he was a great leader for so many years, but he was allowed to be a great leader because he had a great group of students. And remember that Holy Cross, the students are the school. So keep that sense of identity and be proud.
That's a good way of putting it.
Sorry? I like that. That's a nice one.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I have a really important question for you guys. It's pretty hefty, so you guys gotta really get it here. So just to help settle this debate, guys, would you prefer cabin life or city life?
Cabin life or city life? All right.
Yes.
Mr. Folinazzo, you want to take that
This is a big question here.
It's going to be a cop-out answer, but my honest, true answer is a cabin 30 minutes away from the city.
Yeah, that's what I picked too.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest and say city life, hands down. I've been at a cottage before, and after 2 days, I'm ready to go home.
See, that's why I got to live 30 minutes from the city. Drive down.
I like Mr. Folinazzo's idea. Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's a good one.
Just like the house, like right outside the city. You got all the cities. You got the plus sides of both.
Yeah, you can't lose with that. Maybe we just settled the debate here.
Maybe.
You
I
just
think
have
we're like
votes.
half now. We're like 50-50
I don't know.
again.
I don't know. We're 50-50?
It's always 50-50, no matter who we ask.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm getting swayed to the city now, guys. So I don't know.
Are you?
Am
Join
I?
us.
I don't know.
Let's offer a lot more options.
Hmm. So, what is your number one tip for staying healthy mentally and physically during like the time of COVID?
Mr. Boon, go ahead.
It sounds simple, but get outside when you can. Obviously, I mean, I know that we've had so many different measures of things that have been put in place this year that we've had to adhere to. But for me, it was having a bit of a routine of when I was going to exercise, when I was going to read, when I was going to listen to tunes, when I was going to binge watch something. So for me, it's you have to get out from your phones, right? I mean, that's the one thing I will say about this school that I love, because I have sometimes the students with their phones, they're not present, but I never felt that here. And when you were walking by students, it was always, hey, hello, how's it going, Mr. Boon? It was always very a happy place to be. And I think that that's maybe indicative of that, and you guys are certainly a great example of that, of having outside interests, of putting something like this together on a regular basis for our students. And then, get outside, I would say, have some fun. And I'll turn that over to Mr. Folinazzo.
I agree with everything Mr. Boon said, especially the routine. It's easy to just lose track of time because you're not governed by a schedule. So it's important to set times that I'm going to try to get outside from 5 to 7. Or if you do fall into that rabbit hole on the internet, just give yourself 30, 40 minutes, an hour. Some of you it's 5 hours, but it could easily become 24 hours. That's important to keep track of everything. And a tip that I'm going to give you just for your mental health to avoid stress and anxiety, don't try to cut your own hair.
Did you try to cut your own hair?
I did. And yeah.
Really? I think it looks really good.
It looks, I'm hiding it because of the camera angles.
To go on to add on to that question, is there something that you learned or a new hobby you picked up during this pandemic, during the duration of this pandemic?
Mr. Yeah. Say that again?
Learn how to cook.
Learn how to cook. Yeah, that's a good one.
Wow.
I think for me, sometimes you get to go back to some things that you would like to revisit, whether it's rereading another book or checking out an old movie that you haven't seen. So for example, recently I watched this movie from the 90s called Life is Beautiful. And oh yeah, he's smirking. All right. I don't know if you guys knew that Mr. Folinazzo was in this movie.
What?
And it's just convenient that I actually have the scene that he was in.
Oh, really?
And look at that cute guy there. Look at that. He's in the opera. All you got to do is Google it. Life is Beautiful opera scene, and you'll see him in there. And it's actually
Let's do that right now.
Yeah, it's actually a great movie. But yeah, we can't all be famous like Mr. Folinazzo and be in movies. So, well done, sir.
Well played, Mr.
Is this real?
That's real. I'm telling you.
Real?
It's real. Tell the story, Mr. Folinazzo. Tell the story.
What do I have to search up? What?
Find that perfect segue.
You like that?
Old movies specifically. Well played, sir. Well played.
Yeah.
Is this real? I'm still.
I don't know. I'm like. I
I'm
don't know.
pulling up the clip right now. I'm gonna see if I can find the.
Hey,
I will admit it is real.
Wow.
Life is Beautiful, right? A Night at the Opera.
that's right. The opera scene, and
Night at the Opera.
it's actually a beautiful movie. It is a beautiful movie. It's made even better by the
Oh, I
opinion
found it.
of Mr. Folinazzo.
You found
I
it?
found it.
That's really
I
awesome.
think I found it.
What?
Oh, there it is. Let's see it.
Yeah.
There he is. Oh, in my screen, you guys are side by side. That's so great. That is awesome.
That's what 20 years does to you.
That's great.
I found it.
Wow, I did not find it.
I did not find it.
I'm not that smart.
So, listeners, unfortunately, it has come time to end the interview.
Oh,
yeah.
Come on, man.
Okay.
Come on.
We wish we can talk with you longer, but
Indeed we do.
But first, we want to give a huge thanks and congratulations to both Mr. Boon and Mr. Folinazzo. We truly appreciate everything you've done for the Holy Cross community and for us students, and we wish you all the best at Notre Dame next year.
Thank you, guys. Yeah. Much love to all of you. I really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, listeners. We are now moving into the story section of the podcast. As usual, you will hear a fictional story about a character that goes to Holy Cross.
You will hear Catherine's famous stories, characters, and lessons. Without further ado, here's Catherine Armitage.
Famous. Here we go, Catherine. Take it away.
All right.
Woo!
So here's a recap. It is now time to find the third riddle to be solved. Ava, Max, and Taylor needed to find 2 keys in the main bathrooms. After that went smoothly, they noticed the keys were identical to the other key with the G. So they headed to the stairwell they always sat in and found a box with 3 small compartments. They fought 3 ghosts that came out and earned the last piece of the compass device. We followed the southern arrow that had previously lit. It led us just right outside the hall. Then there was a small clicking noise and it changed to the west pointing area. We started to follow that way. When we hit a break in the halls, the device changed again, this time pointing north. We concluded that the device did not work like a compass as we originally thought. Instead, it was much smarter than that. We didn't seem to be blocked by any walls when we were walking, which made us think that the device somehow knew the shapes of the halls. We continued to follow the device through the halls until we met a problem. We stood in the middle of the hall, and the arrow stopped. We looked around to see if there was anything that would lead us to another part of the problem, but we found nothing. We shook the device. Nothing. We tried looking around the area. Nothing. We looked at the map and quickly read the final riddle. Nothing seemed to make sense. Actually, one thing we noticed is that R4, or the final riddle, said look after opening G. It looks like we would end up opening the main compartment on the box in the stairwell after all. We looked at each other, and I could tell we all felt like giving up for the day. But then Max's face lit up. Maybe there was something directly above us on the second floor. We all dashed to the nearest stairwell, and we were met by a single ghost. There was no problem in defeating it since we had lots of practice. We passed another stairwell, and from the corner of our eyes we see another ghost. This one was larger, so we went over to the stairwell to get rid of it. This time was much harder to defeat. However, in a short amount of time, it was over with. We turned around to head out, and another ghost came. Whatever we were trying to find next was important because we had never been stopped like this. We head to the spot, and the device turns off again. It was right outside the English class, which was significant in one of our previous mysteries. Immediately, 2 translucent figures began to circle around us and then dash to the stairwell we had just fought in. We followed them and noticed how large they were. This would be a long fight. After a long battle, both the ghosts were gone. They left behind one item, a large key. This key had 3 characters on it, an R, a 4, and a G, which was farther away from the R4. It looks like we were nearing the end of our riddles. This is where we will end our story segment for today. Our lesson for today is to never give up. Of course, it's extremely important to take breaks or to take a situation slow if needed, but in the end, it is important to you. Keep trying, just like the group did when they were stuck with the device.
Yeah, that's important to always persevere and continue and, fight through your challenges and stuff like that. Especially, even for us entering our last module of the school year, keep pushing on Raiders and keep, as well as take a break as well. So it's important to take breaks as well, but keep persevering and keep, pushing till the end.
You always say the wisest words, Twan, I gotta say.
Very true.
Always coming from you. Always the wisest little words. Very, very motivational you are. Yep.
Yep.
He's just gonna look at me like that.
Yep.
Hey,
Yeah, right.
listeners, listeners, do you guys want to help us out? Do you guys want to do
Yes, they
that?
do. Yep. Mhm.
Well, thank you guys. First off, thank you very much. I recommend if you guys want to do that, I'll tell you how. I'll let you in on a little secret here. All right, guys. Click the like button and subscribe.
We have 2 minutes.
And if you have any questions, things you would like us to talk about, or just to chat with us, leave them in the comment section below.
I would love a little chat. I would love a little chat with one of you guys.
Oh my god, if we've just run out, that's
All right.
All
That
right.
is it for this week, Raiders and guests. Make sure to follow at the Angus Army on Instagram and at HC Student Council on TikTok for more information regarding events and news.
Stay tuned for future interviews, discussion, questions, and more.
We hope you have a fantastic day.
As always, stay kind and stay safe. I'm Tuan Tran.
I'm Sophia G.
I'm Catherine Armitage.
I am Dustin Schumann.
I'm Gio Contini.
I'm Shania Patrick.
And this has been HCTV. See you next time, listeners.
Bye.
This is HCTV.